Welcome to LGBTQ Plus Voices. I'm John Mack Freeman, a branch manager with Gwinnett County Public Library and a proud gay man. Today we're going to be discussing resources that the library has in its collection related to LGBTQ plus topics, both in print and digital formats. I'm going to offer you a lot of tips and tricks today, but if any of this doesn't work for you or you need more assistance, please don't hesitate to stop by the library and ask questions, call our customer contact center for assistance, or submit a book a librarian request for direct one-on-one support. No matter what you need, the library is here to assist you in your information needs. We have a lot to cover, so let's go ahead and jump in. We are going to start by learning to use the library's catalog to primarily find print books. This can be accessed from our website at gwinnettpl.org. When you first start looking for LGBTQ plus materials in the library's catalog, it can be challenging. But don't worry, with a few easy-to-remember tips, you'll be flying through the catalog in no time. The main issue that people have when searching for LGBTQ plus materials is a consequence of the alphabet soup of terms that queer people use. For instance, trying to find a story about a gay man may be under gay, homosexual, same-sex attraction, same-sex partner, LGBT, or other terminology. Some of these terms have changed with time, marking a distinction between older and newer items. Some terms have become updated as groups claim their identity and old-fashioned words have fallen out of favor or become offensive. While the library strives to keep records up to date, some older items may have terms associated with them that are reflective of the periods in which they were written. When searching for LGBTQ plus materials, you should know that the same language limitations that affect other databases when it comes to LGBTQ plus materials also exist in our catalog. Here's what you can do. If you know that you're just looking for a single term, that can be easier. Be sure to use the broaden search option located in the upper left corner of the catalog screen to expand the number of relevant items that will be displayed when you make your search. The library's catalog default search doesn't include things like reviews or user tags in search results. This may hide some relevant results from you when you are searching. On the flip side, though, if you read something with LGBTQ plus content, tag it in the catalog so others can find it. The crowdsourcing that we get from users is an excellent way of surfacing this material for people in the future. Another way to find this content is to browse using the LGBTQIA+ subject search under the Adult tab in the library's catalog. By clicking on this link, you'll be brought to all the materials that have a subject heading of LGBT. Please note that this will pull up materials for all ages, not just for adults, so this can be useful for searching for all audiences. The audience, form, and genre limiters on the left side of the screen can also be used to surface what you're looking for. Because of how this search functions, it may not pick up everything that we own in this area, but it's a great place to get started. If that doesn't work, you can build your own advanced search. The structure of this search uses what are called Boolean operators. Boolean operators are words that modify a search using language. The most common are and, or, and not. And ensures that a search will include terms on both sides of the search. This narrows a search and only returns results with both keywords. Or is used to expand search. It includes anything that includes any of the words in the search. We used or in our sample search earlier because we wanted to return results that matched any one of those words. Not can be used to narrow a search by removing a specific word. For instance, if you are looking for Saturn the planet, you might search Saturn, not car. Or around LGBTQ plus materials, you might search for gay, not Roxanne, if you weren't interested in that author. Another approach is to try an advanced search. First, you can put in an advanced search on different lines that searches for any of the words related to gender and sexuality minorities. Separate your terms with or select the any option to expand your search to the maximum size. Once BiblioCommons searches, it parses your boxes into a search string that may look something like this. This is a long search string, and yours doesn't necessarily have to be this involved. However, a broad search will give you the best overview of what is available in the collection. We are adding new materials to the collection all the time, so we encourage you to check back in the catalog often to see the latest purchases that may be of interest to you in this area. When searching for LGBTQ+ topics using the most commonly used terms, Don't assume that what comes up is necessarily LGBTQ plus related content. Because these words have been in common use for many years and often have duplicate meanings, false positives are common. For instance, take this keyword search for gay. None of the top 3 results have anything to do with a male-identified person being attracted to another male-identified person. And people searching for trans are probably not exclusively train enthusiasts. However, it's important to realize that technology can only take us so far. Ask a librarian if you need help, or dig into the descriptions of items for more information. Sometimes searches fail for even the most intrepid librarian. If your search fails and you can't find something related to what you were looking for, put in a request for an interlibrary loan using the Can't Find It button in the catalog. This allows us to look for these materials across partner libraries all over the country and potentially get that item into your hands. This takes a little longer, but it is free to you and it's an option that you have available. The library is constantly working to put the right materials in front of our users. So if you notice a hole, say something so that a future customer doesn't wander into the same dead spot. Now we know how to search for LGBTQ+ materials through the library's catalog. With that though, you've barely scratched the surface of the gender and sexuality content available to our library customers. It's time to take a look at our digital resources. Digital resources are especially handy when it comes to your nonfiction and research needs. The main place to look for ebooks around LGBTQ+ topics is in the eBooks on EBSCOhost and eBook Central by ProQuest, both of which are available through Galileo. You can find these databases by going to Galileo at galileo.usg.edu, logging into it with the password if you aren't at the library, and finding the databases from the alphabetical listing. First, click on databases A through Z, then select E from the ABC listing. The primary databases for nonfiction ebook resources can be accessed from this list. First, let's look at EBSCO ebooks. Here you will find hundreds of items. Many are academic in nature, and most are from smaller presses, but these resources can be invaluable in meeting the needs for niche information requests. You might use this if you need more academic or specific materials. While browsing and highlights are available in this database, those features are clunky and pretty hard to use. Because of this, I would recommend that you just employ the search bar to find what you're looking for. Here is what the search results look like. On the left, you'll see options for how you can limit a search by publication date, subject, language, and more. Additionally, unlike in other EBSCO databases, full text is available for all of these books, typically in both PDF and EPUB formats. You can either read these titles in the browser, or on the desktop using Adobe Digital Editions, or by downloading the EBSCO eBooks app. These items are always available, so they're great for when the library is closed. Unfortunately, as with our catalog, there is no controlled vocabulary that can be used to uncover all of these titles. For browsing purposes, a longer collection of search terms separated by the Boolean operator OR should be employed. For instance, the search query gay or lesbian or GLBT or bisexual or queer or homosexual or transgender or LGBT or LGBTQ or same-sex yields 2,598 results inside of EBSCO ebooks. Of these, 1,570 have been published in the last decade. There are specific subdatabases of EBSCO ebooks for children and high school students that can be found on the same alphabetical listing page in Galileo. Running the same search we just did will produce results that are suitable for younger audiences. Now let's take a look at another ebook option, eBook Central by ProQuest. This functions in much the same way as EBSCO ebooks, though there are fewer search options available. You'll notice that there are no highlighted items or browsing options on the home page of eBook Central. Boolean operators like and, or, and not still work, but they must be capitalized to be understood by the ProQuest search engine. You would use eBook Central in the same way as EBSCO ebooks. While over 100,000 results are returned for a broad search of LGBTQ+ terms, it's important to remember that ProQuest defaults to searching the entirety of the work for your keyword. It may return many false matches around words that have other meanings or uses like we talked about earlier. Similar to EBSCO, limiting features are found on the left side of the screen and can narrow items by published year, subject, and language. Full text for all included items is available, but there's no ProQuest app, so all reading has to be done inside the browser. Novelist can be another resource for finding LGBTQ+ materials. The easiest way to find some titles is to use the novelist recommended reads list on the left-hand side of the screen. There are LGBTQIA+ lists under the Adult Fiction A to Z, Adult Romance, and Teen All Kinds of Lives sections. These highly curated lists are made by librarians around the country, so they typically have a good selection and are updated about once per year. Advanced searching in Novelist can help to marry all the specific elements that you might be looking for in a title. You can search for the terms LGBTQIA character or LGBTQIA fiction to search for these titles. Additionally, Novelist allows you to search by an author's public gender identity, which includes options for transgender and non-binary authors. Novelist can be an incredibly powerful tool, but it can also be complicated to use. Give yourself some time to play around with it and all of its features, or ask a librarian for help the next time you're in the branch. If you're looking for materials beyond books, GCPL has several resources to offer you. For access to other research and reference materials, we recommend using the Discover search box on the Galileo homepage. Once again, that URL is galileo.usg.edu. This will search through many of the research databases we have access to. Use the same vocabulary and Boolean operators as you would use when searching EBSCO ebooks here. Many of the ebook titles will appear during this search process as well, but you can use the limiters on the left-hand side of the screen to remove them and focus on journal articles, newspapers, videos, and more. The library has a small collection of LGBTQ+ periodicals available in PressReader. To find them, navigate to the Categories section inside of PressReader and search for LGBTQ in the alphabetical listing. There are currently 14 titles available, including local publication The Georgia Voice. You can read these items online or by downloading them in the PressReader app for free. Beyond what we've talked about, there is a rich ecosystem of digital resources available here at GCPL. You can find content related to LGBTQ+ issues inside of Explora, Gale Opposing Viewpoints and Context, Gale in Context Biographies, and the Encyclopedia of Human Rights. All of these can be accessed with a single click from the Digital Resources page on our website. Most of these are research databases, and they can be great for those doing research. If you just can't decide what you want, though, you can request a librarian to create a personalized hold list for you based on your interest and information needs. Just fill out the GCPL Book Concierge form, and a librarian will make up to 10 book selections for you and send them to your branch of choice for pickup. So, in summary, if you need physical items, the catalog is the place to go. Digital items are housed in Galileo and on the Digital Resources page of the library's website. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out and email me, to call our customer contact center, or to stop by any of our 15 branches for more information. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day.